it's pretty and like, wanting me to go down on it. And like tell me it's pretty. And it's like that is not the basis for lasting self-esteem.
Right. Okay.
And so many people don't understand that.
Right. Okay. Now, there's questions from the chat room.
Okay.
There's two of them. One from Brandon, one from D-Medic. D-Medic says an interesting thing. He says, what if when the Allies took won Europe, they partitioned Germany and handed it over to the Jews and set up the Jewish state, this secular Jewish state right there on the land of Germany, right? Rather than move it down to British-controlled Palestine at the time, right? I think that's brilliant. It would have never happened because the Soviets got their, and they wanted, a good chunk of that because they had been wiped out. But the Jews didn't have a voice. But you know what? That would have been a great thing for everybody. I really think so. I like that idea because it would be good for Judaism because I would have no problem at all with the state of whatever they want to call it over there in Europe, as opposed to on the Holy Land doing all these things. Takes it to a new level. When you break Shabbos on the Holy Land, when you have Russian strippers and all this stuff that you were talking about on the Holy Land, you're stinking up the Holy Land. Take it and move it to Estonia or Germany. I have a lot less problem.
Estonia women are hot.
Okay, move it into Germany, right? Right. So it's better for Judaism to have that. It's better. It would have been greater for the world to see that. Hey Vishnu, how's it going? It would have been better for the world to see that Germany now belongs to the Jews and has a star there. It's like Mita Keneged Mita. You made the Jews wear the yellow star in the 30s. In 1945, the whole damn country is going to have a blue and white star, right? And the Nazis are going to be the ones who are going to be forced to, to reveal that they were Nazis. Like we're going to switch, and the whole land is now going to become to the Jews. I would have taught a tremendous lesson to the world that evil doesn't pay. But instead they moved us down to Israel, to the land of Israel, and they just created more evil. That would have been good. I like that D-Medic that was thinking. Okay.
Now, Gregor wants to know, what sort of life do I live? Well, I tell you what,
that's
Gregor.
For you. I have another one.
Before I truly discovered Torah and 12-step program, I lived a life enslaved to my sinful impulses. I was just a sexaholic. I was just out there, just banging box.
Spraying your seed.
And it makes me sad just to think back on those times and how much happier I am now that I've gained control of my sinful impulses and I'm living life on the straight and narrow. So there was another question for you?
No, I think we handled it. Brandon said, "Will people be vomited out of the state of Israel?" They very well might. Look at the state of Israel. How it shrunk over in the last. It's like, here's what happened. They won in '67. They had like this gigantic. They were like halfway down to Cairo. They had the Suez Canal. They had everything, right? They had like the whole Sinai and the. Oh my God! They had everything. And they went to Moshe Dayan, I think it was, and they said he got on the whole he got on a press conference or whatever, and he said the war is over and we won. Blah 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 blah. He never once thanked God. He never once, he said, I thank the bravery of and the brains of the good, and he never once thanked God, right? Lubavitcher Rebbe said, if he had thanked God right then when the whole world was watching, the Mashiach would have come at that moment. But because he didn't, look what's happened since then. They've been slowly moving their borders back in the name of peace. There's not been any peace. Bombs are still flying over. Every day a bomb flies over rockets fly over the borders. Yeah, homicide bombers come through. 16,000 soldiers have been killed since 1967. 16,000 Israeli troops, Jewish people, have been killed. And it's not a safe place for a Jew. The state of Israel is no place for the Jew. And I think the lesson being taught is you don't thank God. You never thank God there. They don't have God in the Constitution there. They don't have God in the Pledge of Allegiance. They removed God from the Declaration of Independence. It's not there. The United States is much more God-fearing than the state of Israel. The United States is a holy country. In God we trust in the money. There's no money with mention of God. I pledge allegiance under God. The Declaration of Independence says our Creator. There's none of that. There is none of that. They start every congressional session with a prayer. There's everything in America is about prayer. It's about God. This is a godly country. There is none of that at the state level of the state of Israel. They don't do that there.
So the goalie for Boston had on his goalie mask, "In God We Trust." So do you have any strong feelings about Boston winning the Stanley Cup?
They killed them tonight.
Yeah.
But they're going to lose on when they go back to Vancouver.
Oh, that's not Game 7?
Game 7 is going to be in Vancouver. No, there was a chance the cup could have been given tonight.
Oh.
If Boston had won, now they go back to Vancouver.
No, Boston won.
If Vancouver had won tonight, then Vancouver would have it, but they're going to go back and Vancouver's going to win there. Canada! Big shout out to D-Medic. Your country is more religious than America. I'm sorry, not than America, than
Obama.
Than the state of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
God keep our land glorious and free. It's right there in your national anthem, right? God is also in our national anthem in like the 4th verse. They never sing that. They can't get that far. Nobody knows all that. But we have God. The Canadians and Americans sing about God. State of Israel, they don't sing.
Who was that
stuff.
blonde chick who forgot the words to the national anthem in the Super Bowl?
Which one of them?
Aguilera.
Yeah, which one of them? Every time that they bring some big star out, they mess up the words. Just bring out the Marines. They know the words. Okay, so Rabs, your opinion now is because the state is in play, it could cause mass destruction because of the mess?
Dismantling it could cause mass destruction.
They should not dismantle anything.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's the problem. If you dismantle, this is what Rabbi Victor Miller talked about. Right now, the state of Israel has put the Jewish people in a position like this. We have a rabid dog, a wild dog, and we have our hands around its neck. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because we don't want it to bite us. Mm-hmm. If we let go, it's going to kill us. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
But if we don't let go, it's going to still,
squirm
and scratch and bite us as well. We're fucked.
That reminds me. So I was living in Orlando, Florida, and
oh God, here we go.
I placed some singles ad, answered some singles ads, and I talked to this young college woman, and she said she was majoring in political science, and I was interested in political science.
Okay.
And it turned out she lived just down the street. So I walked down the street to meet her. She looks like she's about 19 or 20. And we start talking about political science and other things. And then we start reading this romance novel that she's reading.
Okay.
And some of it was pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was reading some of those passages to her, and we were kind of chuckling about. Anyway, she would buck and scratch. I mean, she would just...
I didn't know where the story was going.
She would just rake my back, but right from the beginning. It's not like the throes of passion, like from the entrance. As soon as it's like scratch, 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 bucking, scratch, scratch, scratch. And there was this great British imperialist had the answer to women like this. He married an American divorcee. And Lord Acton, I believe it was. Lord Curzon. And he told her, ladies never move. And it's so important because so many of the women who are watching this show, they're bucking and they're scratching like the crazed mad dog that Israel's got its hands around its muzzle. And so that's not the way to go. Like, I've had to tell women like that, like, stop, I'm losing my aim. Like, it's just too crazy. Just lie still. So, ladies, remember this. What Lord Curzon told his American wife. Ladies, no, Curzon. It was Curzon.
Oh, okay.
Ladies never move. So too many women are bucking and scratching, and men are just getting tired and frustrated, and they're losing their aim. And they're not getting any satisfaction out of this, and they're like getting sliced up by woman's nails and the bucking and the scratching is just gotta stop. It's like